Hey everyone, Presale here, your second favorite Uniswap ape. So in today's video, we're going to be covering Shyft network, which I'm sure all of you know is already going on Polkasata, so that's super pro. Like I've said before, I don't like to review all the Polkasata sales, but I do like to go over the ones that I'm especially bullish about. You know, Odds is coming up. There was a few others like Crypto Cuties or Blockchain Cuties. That I didn't review because obviously there's no point, you know, if it goes on Polkasata, it's going to do pro, and Shyft obviously will do pro, but I wanted to go through what I think about it, and obviously whitelist is coming soon. I wanted to make people aware of that so you can try get in. Obviously there's a very low chance to get in, but might as well try. If you do get in, it's like getting the lottery. So one thing I wanted to mention about Shyft that I find super impressive, that's very different to all the other crypto projects out there, or at least most of them. You know, most of them are taking advantage of this bull market. They're kind of popping up out of nowhere, and they've got like one or two Medium articles, and that's it. But as you can see, Shyft, I mean, their first post on Medium was July 3rd, 2018. So they've been around like 3 years, and I mean, this is just insane how many articles they have. Already that is super impressive and shows you how serious they are about their product. They've been around forever, and you know, they're not just trying to, well, it's a good time to launch, of course, but you know, it's not just popping up like a money grab. So that's already the first very bullish point about it. Unfortunately, in this video, we can't go over the tokenomics since they're only going to be shared on Thursday, but it almost doesn't even matter. I assume initial hard cap will be like around 1 million like usual. And even if it's a bit more, I think it'll still be very pro. So let's go to their website quickly. As you can see, unlocking trust, identity, and credibility networks for humanity. So it's a public blockchain protocol designed to aggregate and embed trust and validation into data stored on public and private ecosystems and permissioned and permissionless networks. By facilitating bridging across siloed datasets, Shyft allows for layering of context on top of data, ultimately turning raw data into meaningful information. And by allowing and incentivizing individuals and enterprises to work together to add context to data, Shyft unlocks the ability to build authentic digital reputation, identity, and credibility frameworks. So in a way, it's kind of reminds me of Fractal, although this does seem better overall. So let's just go a bit further through it. So in terms of network principles, Shyft says a public network should not be designed to store sensitive data on-chain, which I agree with. And for Shyft, all sensitive data remains stored on external databases. Only encrypted metadata is stored on-chain. Data has value and individuals deserve to be compensated for sharing it. Obviously, that's true. Shyft Network offers users an interface on which to view and manage interactions with their data and store rewards from sharing it. So companies will request consent from their users before sharing personal data and submit incentivized requests. So you can at least gain something for sharing your data. Nothing should happen without consent, of course. And Shyft operates on a strict opt-in user consent framework. So the owner of the data always has visibility and is always in control. And security isn't just about good defense and damage control. Shyft's proactive security features are designed to deter and detect threats before it's compromised. Obviously, once it's compromised, obviously it's too late. In terms of the initial use cases, the first one, which is actually interesting, is the FATF travel rule compliance solution. And what I like about this is Binance throws weight behind Shyft Network in travel rule standards race. Then as you can see here, Samuel from Binance's head of compliance said Shyft stands out because they are extremely acute and very well connected with global regulators. Obviously, that's a very bullish factor to consider. They're going to be involved in government digital identity systems, for example, for financial institutions, healthcare provider, telecoms, government service providers. So next up, let's have a look at their team very quickly. Obviously, public team, links here to all their LinkedIn. So, you know, that's all pro. And yeah, looks like quite a big team, eh? I mean, a lot of advisors as well. So that gets a pro. Then before we go to their white paper for some things, I wanted to check some of their partnerships they recently announced. Covalent partners with Shyft Network, that's pro. And Oasis Foundation partners with Shyft as well, double pro. So just some things on the white paper. They're going to have their own Shyft block explorer. They say that with Ethereum it's kind of limited to Etherscan, and if Etherscan is down for whatever reason, it kind of cripples many Ethereum based networks. So the Shyft, they're going to have a public block explorer, and they'll also provide nodes with the means to host their own block explorers. So this will avoid that issue that Etherscan, sometimes has. Then in terms of their use cases, KYC, AML compliance. Then use case B is tokenized tradable assets. They say that they believe that Shyft has the feature set to facilitate a platform to trade tokenized versions of these assets online safely and efficiently. The assets like stocks, real estate, gold, and everything like that. Use case C, banking the unbanked. So this refers to a lot of the people that don't have access to financial institutions. So they say they are weighing the different models for users with limited or no access to traditional KYC. Could be onboarded to the Shyft network. Then use case D, integrated exchange valuation. So for Shyft network transfers, transfer value is calculated as the exchange rate of the asset being transferred multiplied by the amount of the asset. So next up, let's have a look at the Shyft token and what it's going to be used for. So firstly, in order to pay for services across intermediaries, dApps, and participants, Shyft is used to both pay for the cost of security and operations as well as payment mechanism for the transmission of data and assets. Then it says Shyft is a means of payment, a mechanism for bonding value, and an instrument for governance value capture. So Shyft, depending on the use case, can be used in a multitude of ways, which include a monetary instrument and value capture system, as well as an authorization system for long-term validation. Then Shyft is a currency for identity and data transmission, as well as governance mechanism for coordination across ecosystems that enables entity-to-entity governance. Then the Shyft token is used to pay for security and operations on the Shyft network, as we went through, as well as enable data market payments across intermediaries involved in identity systems. And lastly, the Shyft currency is used to ensure spam prevention, prevent data attacks against exchanges and global users of the system, create payments and bonded asset channels for untrusted counterparties, and over the long term helps maintain the governance system currently being directed and developed by the global coalition of digital asset companies. So overall, looks very pro, I must say. So now let's have a look at the Polkastarter IDO information. So the first thing I want to highlight is the investors, which as you can see, are Spartan Group, Bitfury, Blockchain, Morningstar Ventures, which is really huge. One of my favorite VCs, and they're always in the pro Polkastarter sales. So, their backers are really impressive already to start off with. So the sale is going to be on March the 24th on Polkastarter. Obviously, definitely try getting in on that. Their whitelisting was just opened recently, actually. As you can see, they're going to be allocating 500,000 worth of Shyft tokens on Polkastarter, which is actually the most out of all Polkastarter sales, I actually think. So the whitelisting opens on the 15th and closes on the 19th. So you still have 3 days from this video to do that. In order to get whitelisted, you have to do the usual, join their channel, follow them, retweet, tag to friends, and go to this link, fill in the form on the website. They ask your address, they ask a quiz question. If you need help with that, join my Telegram, ask in there. I'm sure someone can help you out. As you can see here, it says you have to go to the portal, check your inbox for the Shyft email, create an account, fill out the KYC, fill in your ERC20 address, answer the quiz question, and if you want a spot, you'll receive an email before the 23rd of March. So yeah, that wraps up my video on Shyft. I must say it's one of the most pro ones coming out. I have to say they've been along for the longest. I'm curious to see what their hard cap is that they're going to announce on Thursday. If it's, I doubt it's going to be anything crazy. I mean, Polkastarter doesn't accept the ones that have ridiculously high market caps. So it gets a Chos Pro. I mean, that's the least they deserve, and it's a base rating. So, you can't really fault them anywhere. So let's see if Tinder faults them anywhere. So as you can see for this video, I am swiping in Belarus, in the capital Minsk. So let's see what they have to say about Shyft. So first up, I'm not even going to try pronounce that name. I said, what name sounds better, Shyft or Fractal? They're competitors. And I don't know what she said, but I'm guessing she said Fractal's cuck. So that's pro for Shyft. Sabina, I said, would you say you are trustworthy? Shyft is super trustworthy platform. She said, yes. And you? I said, no, I do many different pre-sales. Is that good? She said, it's bad. I said, sorry, I'm addicted to it. Anna, I said, would you say you are trustworthy? She said, no. And I said, then you should consider using the Shyft platform. It's super trustworthy for your data. She said, are you the sales manager of this platform? I said, no, but I should be, hey? Then another name I can't pronounce. I said, can we name our baby Shyft? She said, yes. I think it's better name than Elon Musk's baby name. I said, Pro, that's bullish for Shyft. Nastasia, I said, what name sounds better, Shyft or Fractal? She said, Shyft. So I said, Pro. Anastasia, I said, would you say you're trustworthy? Yes. I said, not as trustworthy as Shyft. Super pro credential verification network with proof of sender protocol. She said, okay. I said, I'm glad you agree. Olya, I said, can you store my data in your private ecosystem? She said, you are welcome. I said, you took too long to reply. I'm already using Shyft for that now. Then Paulina, I said, would you say you're trustworthy? Definitely. Would you like to share some secrets with me? I said, yes, I will. I'm addicted to pre-sales. I just can't stop throwing my money at it. How do I cure the addiction? Shyft is my next vice. And I said, your turn to share a secret. She said, I'm addicted to growing businesses and organizing the work of the companies. I plan to open my own soon. I said, I hope you'll accept Shyft coin as payment. Then another name I can't say. Can you store my data in your private ecosystem? She said, yes, if it isn't polluting it. I said, how can it pollute? Your ecosystem is secure, right? She said, mine, yes. What about yours? I said, mine isn't, which is why I want to use yours. And then randomly she says, I like wine and pasta too. I said, why you change topic from Shyft Network? She said, pardon, I can't understand. I said, Shyft Network. I sent the website and thank me later. Hopefully she participates. Katya, I said, what name sounds better, Shyft or Fractal? She said, both, not really good. So I said, crikey, not bullish. Olga, I said, can you store my data in your private ecosystem? She said, haha, what do you mean? Evil face. I said, guess. Give me some tips. Help me. I said, I embed my data. Only tip I give. She said, not enough. I said, okay, one more tip. Shyft. She said, you mean shift? I said, Shyft. And she said, I don't know this word. I can't even find it on the internet. So I sent a link to the website and I said, check it. You'll thank me later. Then Veronica said the same question. Can you store my data in your private ecosystem? She said, I guess it's safer to keep it in the clouds. I said, can I embed the data in? She said, for sure. All corporate storages are at your disposal. Just Google it. I said, I heard Shyft Network is super pro. Shall I use that? She said, I have no clue. I said, yes or no, please. She said, perhaps. And I said, good enough. I'll ape in. And yeah, that wraps up my video today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. As usual, leave a like and subscribe. Join my Telegram group. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.